Welcome to Tarot and the Star. I am your host, Melody. Today we are going to do a tarot reading on Dyatlov Pass Incident. This incident occurred with Soviet hikers that went to the northern part of the Ural Mountains between February 1st and 2nd, 1959. They died under mysterious circumstances, with some of them cutting their way out of their tents and trying to flee in sub-zero temperatures. It's 9 people that were young that had passed away. Everybody had passed away, and they found them in different areas. Found some buried and some by the tree line. And, you know, some had died of hypothermia, some had died of chest trauma, and one had died of a skull fracture. Now, the normal thing to think here is that it's an avalanche, okay? Because these people were trekking in snowy terrain, and it's reasonable to assume that it's an avalanche that killed these people. Now, the Soviet authorities have claimed that all of them had died basically from hypothermia, and it was, you know, they're saying it's basically caused by an avalanche, and they're saying some people cutting out their way out of the tent is due to the fact that the avalanche was happening and they were trying to get out in time. Now, that possibly can be true. However, some of the bodies were found kind of weird, you know, with like tongues missing, you know, fractures that don't make so much sense to an avalanche, and not clearly by the campsite of where the avalanche would have occurred, right? Because some of them ran away. They ran and they got out, and then they died by the tree line. Now, what we're trying to figure out today is the mystery of this. Whether these 9 young people that were, you know, trekking in the Soviet Union, I believe it's the Soviet Union, yeah. Whether when they were trekking in the Ural Mountains, whether they died of avalanche or not. That's what we're trying to figure out in the card reading today. Okay? So let us go ahead and proceed. Spirit guides, and spirit guides of those that were the Soviet hikers even that want to maybe come through. We're trying to figure out the cause of the passing of those that were those that their bodies were found near the Ural Mountains on February 1st and 2nd, 1959. They call it the Dyatlov Pass Incident, and we're trying to figure out what happened to those young people that were trekking in the cold terrain. 9 people had lost their lives. Can you show us exactly what happened with this incident? And if they want to come through and provide messages, definitely come through and provide messages and let us know what happened to you. Okay. It's like they have a lot to say here. Hold on. Okay. All right. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so first of all, I'm getting like they had a conflict, like disagreement amongst them, amongst the 9, the group of 9. It's like some kind of conflict here, like arguments, who's going to sleep where, who's going to be maybe a lookout, like all that kind of thing. Then I get like everybody kind of goes to sleep, but I see like maybe 2 people. I see 2 people like kind of drinking some hot drink. They're still awake. 2 people. And they hear something, and they hesitate because they think, well, that's nothing, you know. They think maybe it's just the terrain, right? Like animals in the terrain. So it's like they have to make a choice here because they hear something and it doesn't sound good, whatever it is that they're hearing. So they're trying to make a choice here, and the choice is, okay, so they're looking to make a choice, and let's see what the choice, okay. It's like something is telling them, you know, they're thinking of making a choice here to maybe move their tents or move to a different location, something like that. They heard something in the background. And now you see here that it's like their intuitive self is telling them, like, let me see what this says here. Yeah. So it's kind of like their intuitive self is telling them, you know, it's like it's almost coming from the divine, like their spirit guides, I guess you could say, right? They're telling them, you need to get out of here. You need to move. You need to get out of here. But they don't move. They stand the ground because they think maybe it's them being spooked. So one of them tries to get out some kind of like makeshift weapon. Like they're thinking maybe it might be like wolves or something, right? They're thinking it's something like that. And so one of them decides, okay, I'm going to get, I see like somebody pulling out like one of those knives that you use for hunting. That's what I'm seeing, a knife, right? Okay. Somebody is watching them. Somebody is looking at them. Somebody is looking in their direction. They're being watched. This person is very controlling, almost militant, like some kind of military type of leader. That type of mind. That type of mind is what's watching them. Some kind of military type of person. So there's a conflict here, a lot of chaos. This military guy decides to make a move because he sees those people and he decides to make a move. And so he sends his men to grab them, to do away with them. Do away with them. They're not supposed to be here. This is a secure location. This is a private location. They shouldn't be here. You know, we have work to do, that type. I feel like it's like that type of thing. Okay. He is watching some kind of, something is there. Something is close by their campsite. Something that they're not supposed to see or know about. Some kind of secret operation or secret military thing. Some kind of secret base of the military is there. And it holds secret information, private information. Okay. Yeah, it holds like top information. Things that they're not supposed to know about. Things that are many things that are dark in nature. I'm even getting here that there might even be some kind of treasure or something down there, like something from a long time ago. And this is the current time I'm talking, right? This is the time that they went missing is what I'm talking about. This is that time. So, you know, I can't say if that stuff is there now, okay? Probably not, because that's back in 1959. This is 1959 reading here. So there's some kind of secret information, top secret stuff there in this military base that's by where they were. This guy, this militant man, sent his guys to do away with them. They start attacking them. They start bashing one head and going after the other ones. They're running everywhere. They're running. This is happening in the nighttime. They all died. They died. The militant man has to do with some Soviet, I guess it would be Soviet military, the military that's there where they were. It's like kind of like a cover-up is what I'm getting here, you know, because they did come out with a statement saying that these people died, some of them died of hypothermia because of an avalanche, right? And so, you know, avalanche sounds plausible, right? It sounds plausible. But the cards are saying that it's the military that got rid of them. And they all died. Okay, let's see. What other messages do we get from the 9 that passed away during the Dyatlov Pass? What other messages? Okay. Yeah. Many time I will get spirits that are happy that we're doing these readings for them. They come out and they show this crystal ball and they're showing me that they're pleased that I'm telling their story. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else that you want to say here? Okay. Okay. Okay, so They're showing me here, it says mass duality protection caution. They're saying that they weren't protected. They weren't protected. They were kind of in the elements. But they didn't think that this was going to happen to them. You know, who thinks it's going to happen when you go out on a hiking trip, right? When would you think that something like this would ever happen, right? That you're in the wrong place. They're saying that these guys were almost chameleon-like. They were wearing, like they did not see them right away. They're saying that they kind of snuck up on them. They snuck up on them. But, I mean, that's how military people are, right? You know. They were screaming, and nobody was able to help them. They weren't even able to help each other. I see here that 3 of them tried to help the others, but they couldn't. It's like, you know, they're too far away, too much, like, some people are running this direction, some that, and then these people are screaming, and then these people try to go help, but then they see all those men in the way. It's like they couldn't intervene. They have to try to save their own life. You know, and then the crystal ball, they're saying that they're happy that I'm telling this story. They're saying, you know, they're happy that I'm relaying this message. They know that they passed away. They know. They felt that they felt that these people that attacked them and everything were evil. They were evil. They were even torturing some of them, is what they're showing, like grabbing them in certain ways, and it was like torture, like your bones are breaking out, something like that. They're showing like just torturous. They're saying that they're saying that their spirits wandered around that area for a bit. They didn't know exactly what had happened. They were killed, and they realized they're dead, but they were thinking like, you know, what is dead? You know, they didn't understand. They didn't know where they were supposed to go from being dead. You know, they didn't see a light right away. They were confused. So they were just kind of wandering around the area that these men were. The men had circled the whole area. After they passed, it's like they were looking through everything, making sure that there's no evidence. And then they stage it like, oh, these people, they passed away, you know, from an avalanche. And, you know, they're making it like a story of something it's not. Yeah, it was like a lot of running around, a lot of chaos, crying, screaming, torture from these guys. They're saying here, this is strange. They're saying that they're happy that I have psychic abilities to be able to read this. Okay. They've accepted that they died. They accepted it, okay? They say that they were innocent. They were innocent people that got killed. They were in the wrong place. And they were innocent. Now, this is the reading, okay? I'm reading the cards. So take what resonates and take this at face value and know that this is for entertainment purposes, okay? But this is what the cards show, right? Okay, so let's see if there's any other messages here. Anything else that you guys want to say to the world on this situation? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really sorry about that, you guys, honestly. That's horrible. Really horrible. Is there anything else? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, guys. Here's what they say. This happened in the night. These soldiers came in the night. They anticipated this really fun trek the next day. They were going to start hiking the next day. They were in so much happiness and joy. They were young. They're showing like in the prime of their life. They were in their 20s. They were young people. Okay, so this created there was an upheaval, and it was chaotic. They're being grabbed left and right, you know. They're trying to see it from a different perspective now. They all have a bond with each other. They were really good friends. Then this, you know, with this whole upheaval, it's like they were fighting back. There were, you know, there was a few that were trying to fight off the soldiers so other ones could run away. That didn't work because they didn't have weapons, and the soldiers do, right? They only have like knives or something like that. Sticks too. They wish that they didn't. They wish they would have moved their tents away when they heard a sound. Instead of standing there with a little hunting knife, they wish that they would have moved away. They would have just got up and left. They're saying for no one to go to that place. They don't want anyone going to where they were. They're afraid that something may happen to other people. So they're giving a warning not to go there. They're saying that they are ghosts now. They're ghosts. They're saying that they were displaced. They didn't understand what was going on when they passed away. And now they've been released. They've gone up. That's what a lot of them say is up. They've been released. They've gone to heaven. So that's the situation with them. I don't see that they hold any hard feelings for the people that did this to them. They are actually in a peaceful place. And they have learned to forgive those that did this to them. As a spirit, you know, you learn to forgive those that do things to you, because you don't have the same feelings on the other side that you do when you're living on earth. Okay? It's not the same. Like, you think very, you know, all of us here, we're thinking about, like, what's in front of us, or, you know, what do we have to do for the day, or who are we talking to, or we think trivial things. On the other side, it's emotional and spiritual. It is not trivial. They're not thinking about, you know, I wonder, they're not thinking about where their burial is, or if people are putting flowers on their grave. They're not thinking those thoughts. We think thoughts like that. They think thoughts like they're at peace, they're in joy, they're happy, and it's complete bliss for them. There is no thoughts about anything that's going on in the earth world. They may think, sometimes they think maybe about the families, their family, but it's not the same kind of thinking. It's different thinking. When you're on the other side, in spiritual, the way you would visualize Earth would be like, well, you know, my family will join me in a blink of an eye, because there is no time on the other side. So for them, it feels like it's quick. It feels like everybody just joins them quickly. It doesn't feel like they're waiting an eternity for people to pass away to join them. They don't, you know, it's not that way over there. Here, where we are waiting many years, and then we pass away many years, or, you know, whenever a person passes away here. And then on that side, they realize that there is no sense of time. There is no sense of time. So for those that are gone, they think, oh, well, my loved one's going to join me in 10 seconds. I'll see them coming up here in 1 minute. You know, that I mean, they're not thinking like having to wait. You know, for them, there's like no waiting. It's kind of like things are happening at a speed for them. You know, sometimes when you do ghost box readings, some ghosts get confused because they're talking to you and they're just like, oh, well, what are you talking about again? You know, and then they get confused because they don't have a sense of time on that side. So you literally have to spell it out for them and say, look, this, you know, you passed away back in this time, and we're trying to see how you are, and, you know, and then they tell you, but they don't ponder on what you're saying. So even though, you know, anyone that does a ghost box, the ghost is not pondering on what the person's saying. They're answering the questions. As a spiritual ghost, they're answering the questions, but they're not pondering on what you are saying. Like if you say to a person, you passed away in 2024, the person is going to go, oh, okay. And you're going to, and then they're going to pause and wait for you to ask another question, because they're not pondering about that. They're just in a complete blissful state where they are. We are the ones that are taking them, you know, they could decide not to do a ghost box if they don't want to, you know, they just won't come through, right? But, you know, they come through the ghost box to speak, and some people do want to speak to their loved ones. And you'll notice, like on a ghost box, there'll be multiple different people in a ghost box too, because it's hard for one person to speak when many other people want to be heard, and they have something to say, you know. And so you have to keep repeating the person's name to get responses from the person that you're trying to speak with on that. You know, there's a lot goes into stuff like that, but nevertheless, these people here are okay with things. They are in heaven, and they have forgiven the people that did this to them. They have no feeling or grudge or anger or hatred towards it, because they are spirit ghosts now. And that's basically what the point was that I was trying to get across. So I'm sorry I kind of rambled on there, you know, a little bit too much. But that's the point I was trying to get across. Just in case any of you want to know, like, that kind of thing. Like, it's just different. It's different than our experiences here. But we have to go through experiences here on Earth in order for you to spiritually be whole, in order for you to spiritually have all the knowledge that's necessary. You have to keep coming here and keep experiencing things until you have completely filled up the capacity where you don't need to experience any more knowledge. That's when you are up there. You just stay up there, right? But that's why people keep coming back, like reincarnated and stuff like that, because they still have many experiences to experience, or many different things to have happen to them. And then it's the soul contract that they create. You know, you create a soul contract before you come here. What you're going to do, who your family's going to be, how you're going to pass away. The whole thing's a soul contract. It's like a play, and other people are a part of that play with you, right? And so these guys know that this was a soul contract. They know it. That's why no one is upset about anything, because they have forgiveness in them as a spiritual. All they have is love and kindness and joy. You know, that's what everybody will be when they leave this earth. They're not gonna experience anger or hatred or sadness or crying or any of that. It's going to be all love, joy, and peace. That's all you experience. But you have to live it all out. You can't, you know, those people that try to off themselves before the time, that's not what God wants. God wants everybody to live it out until either an accident happens to you or you die of whatever it is that you die from. That is not your cause, you know, you're not causing your own death, type of thing. So, I mean, that's just a little knowledge for you guys, you know, nothing to spook you, okay? Nothing to spook you. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching this program today on the Dyatlov Pass, and I'm very happy that you were able to tune in to Tarot and the Star. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit the notification button so you're notified of my upcoming videos. And definitely, if you like these videos, like them and comment. I love to read comments from any of you, and I appreciate all your comments. Okay, so I will end it there, and I will say, what is the most important thing? Do you know what that is? The most important thing is you. You are the most important thing. I want you to always remember that, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys.